Hey, so I'm back. Sorry about that. So, it's very controversial on whether mixed people are black or they're white. And I have to say that I consider my son to be black. It's probably not like it's hard to decide, because sometimes I'm like, no, he's not black because his dad's white, so he's biracial. But for me, it's like he's part of me, like from the beginning, growing inside of my body, and he's every part me. He acts like me. He just, I can't see him any other way than being black. And I know some people say, well, it's society that gets to decide what race you are. But the big thing about that is, and it annoys me, because society has already spoke. Society, when you have brown skin, you're automatically black. If you're you can't pass for white, you don't look white. And I cringe when I hear people say mixed people are their own race. Are they? That's impossible. Like, you can't just like create a race. Like, that's, you're still, even if you're part of two races, you're still part of two races. You're not your own race. Like, that doesn't, I don't think that that's even possible. But let's listen to Jesse Williams' speech, just because he's mixed. And I love how pro-black he is, and his confidence and fearlessness. It's amazing. And he was right on. Everything he said is right on. But here, I'm going to play it, and I'm going to not talk through it. I'm going to try not to. I never make it big because make sure.
For being here, for teaching me to focus on comprehension over career, that they make sure I learn what the schools were afraid to teach us, and also to thank my amazing wife for changing my life. Now, this award, this is not for me. This is for the real organizers all over the country.
Beautiful
the
wife.
activists, the civil rights attorneys, the struggling parents, the families, the teachers, the students that are realizing that a system built to divide and impoverish and destroy us cannot stand if we do. All right? It's kind of basic mathematics. The more we learn about who we are and how we got here, the more we will mobilize. Now, this is also in particular for the Black women, in particular, who have spent their lifetimes dedicated to nurturing everyone before themselves. We can and will do better for you. Now, what we've been doing is looking at the data, and we know that police somehow manage to de-escalate, disarm, and not kill white people every day. So what's going to happen is we are going to have equal rights and justice in our own country, or we will restructure their function and ours.
See, it's like the stuff that he says is so true. Like, we have to restructure, and we literally have to break down the structure of white supremacy. It has to be broken down. We're not going to be able to do it in a nice, peaceful manner. Like, literally, you're going to need to kick it down. And we need to be ready and willing to do what it takes.
Now, yesterday would have been young Tamir Rice's 14th birthday. So I don't want to hear any more about how far we've come when paid public servants can pull a drive-by on a 12-year-old playing alone in a park in broad daylight, killing him on television, and then going home to make a sandwich. Tell Rakia Boyd how it's so much better to live in 2012 than it is to live in 1612 or 1712. Tell that to Eric Garner. Tell that to Sandra Bland. Tell that to Dorian Hunt. Now, the thing is, though, all of us in here getting money, that alone isn't going to stop this. All right? Now, dedicating our lives to getting money just to give it right back for someone's brand on our body, when we spent centuries praying with brands on our bodies, and now we pray to get paid for brands on our bodies. There has been no war that we have not fought and died on the front lines of. There has been no job we haven't done. There's no tax they haven't levied against us, and we've paid all of them. But freedom is somehow always conditional here. You're free, they keep telling us. But she would have been alive if she hadn't acted so free. Now, freedom is always coming in the hereafter. But you know what, though? The hereafter is a hustle. We want it now.
I just gotta stop it right there, because first, how dare we reject him and say that he's not Black enough to speak up against our oppression? Like, how dare us? We need more Black men standing up and saying the stuff that this guy's saying. We all need to hear this stuff. We need to hear that freedom isn't free. And I think that's something that Martin Luther King has said, and that is something that Malcolm X has said. Freedom's not free, and you're not going to get freedom until you're willing to take it. Nothing that Black people have gotten so far has been given to us. We've been fighting so hard to get to where we are, and we're not that far. We're not. And for me, I feel like the last thing that we need to do right now is exclude mixed people and say, you're not Black enough, so I need you to go sit over there and be what? Because they're not white, they're never going to be accepted by the white community as white. We already know that. So why are we going to reject them? And I know there's like, then what's Black? If someone's, 10% Black, if they look like they're white, then they're not Black. Because they look like they're white, then they're getting white privilege, and they're enjoying white supremacy. And so to me, that person is white. And you would need to go so hard against white supremacy to prove that you even that you can even walk into my circle of Blackness or Black people. But this guy is clearly not going to pass as white unless he paints his face white. And even if, honestly, to me, even if you are white and you want to speak against white supremacy, that should be embraced. We need as many people speaking against white supremacy. But when it comes to deciding whether this person is Black or white because he has one parent that's white, first of all, one parent being white doesn't change the dominant gene, okay? African is a very dominant gene. White is a very, why can't I find out? I can't think of the other word for it. Non-dominant. I'll just say non-dominant. But, geez, I can't think of it. I'm going to play the rest some more of this. But my point is, if the Black gene is very dominant, so you can never mix half and half and it just be half and half. It's not going to be that way because the dominant gene is going to be more prominent.
And let's get a couple things straight. Just a little side note. The burden of the brutalized is not to comfort the bystander. That's not our job. All right, stop with all that. If you have a critique for the resistance, for our resistance, then you better have an established record of critique of our oppression. If you have no interest, if you have no interest in equal rights for Black people, then do not make suggestions to those who do. Sit down. We've been floating this country on credit for centuries, yo, and we're done watching and waiting while this invention called whiteness uses and abuses us, burying Black people out of sight and out of mind while extracting our culture, our dollars, our entertainment like oil, black gold, ghettoizing and demeaning our creations and stealing them, gentrifying our genius.
Yeah, let's say Kim Kardashian, Amber Rose, all of them. They're just disgusting. And the sad thing is, we as a Black community accept these people. We accept Kim Kardashian. We accept Amber Rose. We call them beautiful. What's her name? Kylie Jenner. We accept them, and they're embraced by majority Black men, because I don't really know any Black women that like them. I don't like them at all. But Black men embrace these white women that go out and get features that are found on Black women, the lips, the hips, the butt. Like, why is that embraced on white women, but we have to exclude mixed people? Like, I don't get that. I don't understand it. And for me, I feel like I want it to be like they can decide whether they want to be considered biracial or Black, but they're never going to be able to be considered white. They can't say I'm white. So I don't know. Let's go back to Jesse.
And then trying us on like costumes before discarding our bodies like rinds of strange fruit. The thing is that just because we're magic doesn't mean we're not real. Thank you.
Just amazing. And I'm going to get out of this really quick. So I know everyone's going to have an opinion on this, and I really honestly embrace people comments on this one. If you consider biracial people to be Black, or are they white, or are they some new race that it's going around that, you know, mixed people are going to just be their own race. And it's not. The funny thing is, biracial children are not an anomaly. They're not new. They're not something that, you know, just came about. It's been since Black people were stolen from Africa, mixed people were in existence. So it's not a new thing. And I'm not saying that, you know, we have to say that all mixed people are Black. Like, we don't need to assign that to them. I don't think it's our job to assign that to them. But I do believe that it is our job to welcome them as Black people and not push them away and not degrade them. And if Jesse Williams being light-skinned and mixed, and he wants to go hard for Black people, why would we criticize that? Why are we gonna say, you know, he's not Black enough? For me, if he said he's Black, then, and he looks, you know, brown, so why am I gonna say, no, you're not Black? To me, when my son gets here, he's Black. What he chooses to do later in life, I can only hope and pray, and I'm not talking about praying to any white Jesus, so don't even go there. It's not. But I want him to be embraced by the Black community. If my son wants to say I'm Black, to me, when I say he's Black, and every fiber of my being feels like he's Black. but I want him to be able to come into the Black community and be accepted as Black, and not told, well, you're not Black enough, so don't speak against the violence and brutality and terrorism that is being afflicted upon us because you're not Black enough. Because for sure they're going to be discriminated against too. For sure my son's going to deal with discrimination and harassment and racism. He's going to deal with that, and I just don't want him to deal with it from both sides. We have no room for hate of biracial people. We don't. We need as many people as we can. We really do, because we're at war, and we need to realize that and really not try to push out our allies. So anyways, thank you guys for watching this. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Share this video, please. That's one of the most important things we can do, is share these videos so that they can get out there, and a lot of people in the Black community can get some positive stuff about Black people, and not just be bombarded by a bunch of negative stuff. I know on my channel I really try to focus on showing you the true nature of the white supremacist, and that's my focus. But then there's these times where when I see that we're focusing on pushing away a potential ally, that I feel like that needs to be mentioned. And obviously it's a bit more personal for me. Thank you so much, and I will see you on the next video.